Hey guys, I'm Alice. I'm a local food blogger here in Madison. I'm so thrilled to be partnering with the I Love Madison Show. We are going to be kicking off a brand new video series called I Love Madison Chefs. Today we have the great honor of sitting down with Chef Dan Fox. He is the owner and executive chef of Heritage Tavern. One thing you may not know about Chef, he raises his own heritage hogs, and he owns Willow Creek Farms and Fox Heritage Farms. Today we're gonna be visiting Willow Creek Farms. We're gonna go check out the facility, see what they do there, and Chef is going to be slicing some pork chops for a recipe that we're gonna be making back here at the restaurant later. Let's go. Hi, Dan.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Welcome to Willow Creek. We have a small little retail area where we walk in, but most of the action happens back behind this door. We're not a huge processing facility, very much artisan. We do a lot of craft work for a lot of the restaurants. We service a lot of the restaurants in the Madison area, a little bit outside of Madison, a lot of grocery stores as well.
Yep.
So you can see both of our labels, Willow Creek Farms and Fox Heritage Farms in the grocery stores. These are two of our more state-of-the-art pieces of equipment. Right now we have some bacon in here.
Okay.
It's all Willow Creek bacon. It's near the end of the smoking process, so you can hear the loud fan in there. It's drying the bacon, and then we'll remove it from the smoking chamber, move it into a separate cooler to cool down all the flavors, equilibrate. So it's ready to slice and go into the pan at home.
Wonderful.
All right, so now we're in our processing room. This is where most of, I guess, the action takes place. So the whole animals will come in through our big garage door there. They come in what's called a combo. They are slaughtered at a different facility. From here, we break them down into pork bellies, pork chops, hams, anything that will be processed into the final product. We do sell a lot of whole muscle, but on top of that, especially coming from the chef perspective, I'm really working on new recipes. We're holding the Willow Creek recipes, tried and true. One really fantastic recipe that I wanted to show you, we have our boneless loin. This comes out of the back of the animal, or the back of the loin. Front of the loin, that's where all your pork chops are. The front of the loin goes into the shoulder. This cut we use for a few different things, but mainly for our schnitzel at the restaurants. It's a great cut to pound out and pan fry. So we're gonna cut this into little medallions. Just thin slices. You can see the intermuscular marbling. I will remove just some of this exterior fat. And we don't throw anything away. Everything will go into sausage. We'll render fat out for lard. But it's a really nice high quality fat, so it'd be a shame to throw anything away. So we'll pop these in between two sheets of plastic. And then we're gonna pound these nice and thin. Kind of breaks down the muscle tissue a little bit. And then we're gonna end up putting a marinade on these. And when you break down that muscle tissue, it really helps the marinade soak into the piece of meat. Once we're nice and thin, we went from about just over a 1/4 inch down to not quite an eighth, but you can see it got pretty thin there. Nice little cutlets. Put these into a vac bag. And we have some bay leaf, fresh bay leaves, some fresh thyme, a couple garlic cloves. I'm just gonna crush just gently to kind of open up the flavor. And then buttermilk. Buttermilk has a good, decent amount of acid, which will help both break down the muscle tissue or break down the meat so it's more tender, tenderize it, and impart a good amount of flavor. And then from here, I'm going to go back to the vac sealer and vacuum this up. So once it removes all the air out, it really helps suck in all the flavors of the bay, the thyme, the garlic, and the buttermilk. So we have everything marinated and flavors combining in the bag. Typically we'll let this sit for at least 6 to 24 hours. And this is exactly the way that we'll send it to our restaurant, Heritage Tavern. And at the restaurant, the guys open it up and we'll go through the whole process there as far as pan searing these guys.
All right, we're back in the kitchen now with Chef Dan Fox, and Chef is going to prepare a dish for us.
Yep, it's our one of our house favorites, our pork schnitzel. So we went through the process of pounding out the pork short loin. You can see the marinade starting to seep in there nicely with between the muscle there. That pounding really helps tenderize it. That buttermilk's helping marinate in, flavor and tenderize the meats. Fresh thyme, bay leaf, and garlic cloves. So we're going to pop the bag open.
So I assume this has been on the menu from the beginning, right?
Yes, the schnitzel is it's been on since pretty much day one.
Okay.
We will change it up a little bit as far as we always pair it with one of our artisan sausages. Mm-hmm. So seasonally we'll change up the sausage. Season this with salt on both sides. Go into breadcrumbs. And in the breadcrumbs, we do have a little bit of black pepper.
Okay.
It's already there. Or traditionally, we would just season black pepper right on the piece of meat. All right, so we get a nice healthy coat on both sides. And these are just general breadcrumbs. Mm-hmm. The only seasoning is the black pepper. You could do panko, but I kind of like it stays nice and pliable or kind of flexible, more a gentle pan sear, instead of like forming a really hard crust like panko would.
Okay.
So we have a cast iron skillet. I love using cast iron skillets in the restaurants. Mm-hmm. I got really nice even heat distribution. Canola oil, nice neutral oil to sear in. We have medium-high heat. Good amount of sizzle.
And you want to put it in away from you, right?
Yep, you always want to dance it in, so in case any of the splatter comes up, it splashes away. And by the time it sears on both sides, it's pretty much going to be cooked.
Okay.
So to accompany this dish, we have a non-stick pan. We have our house-made spetzel. It's a sour cream spetzel.
Okay.
So it's a lot more rich than your traditional spetzel, just made with flour, egg, and water. Nice pan sear on both sides.
Yeah, that's great.
Get nice caramelization around our spetzel. We're gonna add a little bit of butter to the pan here.
So during a dinner service at Heritage Tavern, like how many people would be in the kitchen cooking?
So we would have, this is our main station right here, protein. This station takes a lot of the brunt of the load in the kitchen. The gentleman is one of my sous chef who works here, runs the line.
Okay.
He works directly with someone next to him with plates.
Is that John?
John Rossnell, yeah, he's amazing. He's very good at what he does. Okay. And we have one of our other sous chefs standing next to him plating. Okay. And then we have a saute person who does all of the garnish work. It's the spetzel, the braised red cabbage that we're going to be serving on this dish.
Okay.
Then we go over into hot up station and garmage.
Okay.
I stand right in front here, watching all the food come up. Yeah. All right, so we can go to plate this here. This is pretty much exactly like you'd have in the restaurant. It's a braised red cabbage. It's braised with the bacon that you saw in the smoke earlier.
Yes.
A little bit of red wine, fresh herbs, juniper, coriander, a bunch of different spices. Nice pile of that. We have our homemade spetzel. See it kind of souffles up a little bit, gets kind of nice, light and fluffy. One of our sausages right now in season, we have a Boudin Blanc. Boudin Blanc is a classic Alsatian sausage. Okay. It's pretty much the best offerings off someone's farm during the holidays. Okay. They stuff inside of a sausage and give it away as gifts in all sauce. So having an Alsatian background, we have a little bit of truffle in there. It's a chicken and pork sausage. It's a white wine mustard cream sauce. And to finish it off, we have our schnitzel, of course. Always with schnitzel, they like to accompany a type of berry.
Okay.
There's a berry that grows specifically in the Alps. This is the closest thing that I could find to that berry. It's called an aronia berry.
Okay.
We get these from Carindale Farm during the season. We'll pickle them and put by probably about 50, 60 pounds. And it has a nice musty berry flavor profile, almost like a blueberry met a blackcurrant.
Okay, yeah.
And it pairs really well with the richness of the pork. And we make a pork reduction sauce to finish this off.
That's beautiful.
And that is a dish that we would serve here at Heritage Tavern. Probably one of our more popular dishes.
Thanks so much for joining me for this first episode of I Love Madison Chefs. I'm Alice Choi, your host for this show, and stay tuned for more chefs to come.